Today, we will answer the question, does your body change after becoming sexually active? Let's have a look at the details. Does your body change after becoming sexually active? Yes, but in subtle ways that you, your partner, or even your gynecologist may not be able to detect. The vagina will stretch a little bit, not dramatically so because it's a very compliant sort of organ. It stretches and comes right back. Dr. Mary Jane Minkin, a clinical professor in the Department of Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Reproductive Sciences at the Yale University School of Medicine, tells. Unfortunately, one of the things that can happen if someone with a vulva, in particular, starts having sex frequently, is that they may develop a urinary tract infection. That's why it's a good idea to get in the habit of peeing right after sex to get rid of any bacteria that may have accumulated near your urethra. And some people are more prone to UTIs than others, so the risk of developing one post-intercourse shouldn't put you off from sex, but it's good to know this is a possibility, so you can reach out to your doctor if you start experiencing symptoms. Also, you should know that kicking off your partnered sex life shouldn't affect your menstrual cycle in any significant way. If you notice any changes, talk to your doctor to see if anything more serious is going on. Aside from those biggies, you could see a few smaller physical changes. Here are 6 things that happen to your body when you start having sex and what you might notice happens to your body after you lose your virginity. The first change is your nipples and boobs may change. No, your breasts don't get bigger after you start having sex. They do, however, but only temporarily swell up. The blood vessels dilate and so they get firmer. This happens because of sexual arousal, but things are back to normal after sex. When you start to have sex, the body starts to experience vasocongestion. This is the swelling of bodily tissues due to the increase in blood flow. That includes the nipples as well. They become more sensitive because of the surrounding blood circulation, hard and erect because of sexually stimulating hormones. All of these should also help increase pleasure and help with orgasms. This also happens during arousal and they should go back to normal afterward. The second change is your brain gets flooded with new happy hormones. Orgasms release a whole lot of oxytocin, the hormone that makes you feel happy, content, and oh so connected with your partner after sex. At the same time, you're also likely to find that sexual encounters release dopamine, which increases confidence and encourages social behavior, as well as testosterone, which encourages you to speak up for yourself in other areas of your life. Don't be surprised if this new cocktail of hormones makes you feel a little different. You may feel strangely cheerful after you've started having sex, at least in the immediate afterglow. This is normal, no matter how cynical you naturally are, and the more orgasms you have in your lifetime, the more often you'll be able to return to this blissful state. The third change is your clitoris can change. It's amazing what your vagina can do. Before you started having sex, your clitoris was pretty inactive. But after you're sexually active, your clitoris makes itself known. Before and during the act, your clitoris swells up and within a few minutes after the sexual encounter ends, it returns to its normal size. The fourth change is your pelvic area in general experiences shifts. Sexual activity does help pelvic blood flow in the long run. So overall, if people stay sexually active, they will end up with more pelvic blood flow. As a result, sexual activity may be more comfortable for you, because your body is regularly lubricating the area surrounding your vulva. This is helpful in postmenopausal people, who can experience vaginal drying and therefore discomfort during sex. The fifth change is your vaginal elasticity changes. It seems that so many people still don't know what actually happens to the vagina when you start having sex. There are many misconceptions that sex makes the vulva looser and the vagina wider or less tight. The vagina only stretches to get used to having the penis inside, but it goes back to how it was. So the reason sex becomes more conformable with time is that the vagina starts getting used to it and becomes better at knowing how to stretch open for penetration. People also believe that the hymen breaks, which is not true. Hymens differ from one person to the next, that's why some women bleed and others don't. Yes, it's completely normal not to bleed after having sex for the first time, but they usually just get more elastic and stretch with sex. The sixth change is the way your vagina lubricates changes. The wetness you feel down there feels really different when you start having sex. Though you may have experienced some wetness on your own while masturbating, odds are that the wetness you feel between your legs when you're excited by a partner will be much more intense. But this isn't the last time your vaginal wetness will change in your life. Lubrication ebbs and flows throughout your life and depends on a variety of factors, including your menstrual cycle, partner, hormones, and emotional state. If you're experiencing discomfort during sex and having difficulty self-lubricating, using lube can be a big help. The seventh change in menstrual cycle. Again, these lifestyle changes, new routines and possible added stress can affect the menstrual cycle, as we all know. Also, hormonal birth control can have an impact on your period and cycle. It could cause the period to be irregular. Changes in weight caused by birth control or other factors could affect the menstrual cycle as well. More fat can cause more estrogen production, which can make the period irregular or even heavier. If you feel or see significant changes in your menstrual cycle, it is always better to check with your doctor. Thanks for watching our video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.